Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, citizens of all ages, welcome back to another edition Star Citizen 3.3.6, and good fucking news! It appears the persistence in spawning in ships has returned. I was actually really fucking confused just now when I woke up. I'm like, wow, Lorville looks really fucking dark and weird, but I just realized I'm actually in my Hammerhead. And it actually worked. I'm in my fucking Hammerhead. It didn't spawn me back at Levski. Or Lorville. Wow. Brain my damage. So the anniversary sale, it has finally come to an end after what, 8 or 9 days, and a couple of bank loans, and no, but really, some of those prices are fucking ridiculous. Although I really can't be one to complain. I went ahead, remortgaged my house, and picked up an Idris. I'm only half kidding. I did get an Idris. I didn't have to remortgage anything, but I might give it a couple days, and I just might. No, you know, I'm actually quite happy with the way the anniversary sale went, but on the other hand, I don't know. I was kind of sitting back and thinking about some stuff, and I watched one of the videos from Failure to Report recently where he actually talked about the anniversary sale, and once again, I think he made some points that were very agreeable. So I tried to look at the anniversary sale from a new person, a new citizen's perspective, and good goddamn, I could only imagine just how confusing and like how steep the entry must feel. Actually kind of harkens back to when I first started playing Star Citizen. Like the very first time I ever heard about it was literally exactly 2 years ago in the anniversary free flight, where they had the Super Hornet as the ship. That was my first introduction to Star Citizen. And when I had the Super Hornet, I thought, wow, this thing is dope. You know, I flew the what the hell was it? The Kovalex mission, you know, where you go to the busted up Gundo Kovalex station, and that blew me the fuck away, and I was like, man, I really want to get in, but because the game was called an MMO, I thought that there was, you know, like a recurring fee. Well, there is, kinda, but not like a monthly fee to, you know, go online, so I didn't play for a while, and then I talked to someone, they were like, no, you just buy a package and you're in. And that's when I got my first Aurora. My Aurora MR got completely stomped on left and right. Almost gave up, and then I found out about the LN. Picked up the LN, was able to do a little bit more, and then the ship addiction started. And now that I think about it, I do want to say one thing. If you're a regular on my channel, I want to apologize about the Red Dead Redemption 2 footage spam. I may have been a little bit intoxicated playing on my PS4, and one of my settings wasn't set correctly. It was those videos weren't supposed to go live. So if you were waiting for a video and then all of a sudden you get you know, all these Red Dead Redemption 2 videos, and you're like, what the fuck, this isn't what I was looking for. Sorry. That was my oversight. That was my total fuck up. But the way that the anniversary sales go, I'm a little bit torn, right? Because on the one hand, depending on the day and the week and your capital and how many loans you can get from your bank or credit system, you know, you can basically get almost any ship that you want. Now, I understand for balance and, you know, things like that, some ships have to be limited, and I'm okay with some ships being limited depending on what they are. I don't know if limiting, did I say that right the first time? Anyway, I don't know if it's correct to limit ships by price alone. So for instance, the Kraken, you know, like $1,400. The Idris, you know, what do they pay for that? $1,500. The Javelin, $3,000. Holy shit. And the thing about the Javelin is you're not even getting a real Javelin. Like, you're getting a Javelin, but it's stripped the fuck down. But it's nice to see that my prediction was correct, that they did in fact have the Idris on the Aegis day. I know I didn't really talk about that. Excuse me. I'm coming down with the cold. So that was nice to see. It was really cool to see the Idris, you know, up close and personal, the Idris M especially. But I don't know how I feel about the buy-in price, you know? It almost kind of feels like a high-end poker game. Failure to report, not to keep name-dropping, but he put out a video, and he worded it really, really well. This was a while ago, where he said something to the effect like, you know, it makes citizens almost in like a hierarchy, like a tier, you know? So it's like, oh, you get a, you know, you're Aurora and you think you're cool, and you see someone with, you know, a Super Hornet, and, you know, you're like, oh, I want one of those, but you can't get it, so it's like, you know, you gotta wait, but then to get it, you gotta, you know, I'm completely butchering this. Basically, what I'm trying to say is, it's like a hierarchy, and then you come into the whole concierge thing, where it's like, you know, you get the first level concierge at 1,000, and it goes up from there, and you get certain rewards in accordance to them, and, you know, this and that, and, I could see that becoming a dangerous thing. I could see that turning into a very elitist thing. Luckily, so far, I've not seen that. You know, so far everybody seems relatively chill in that aspect. But I could see that becoming an issue. I'm also not quite sure how I feel about the exorbitant prices that some of these ships are. I mean, again, I can understand that for the sake of, you know, not everybody should have military-style capital ship, because that's kind of unrealistic. But on the other hand, paying over $1,000 for this capital ship also is kind of unrealistic. I, for one, am in a very rare, I think, situation where, because of a couple of things that have gone on in my life, I have, well, had the ability to do that. If you don't know, I was in a car accident, and I'm actually really fucked up from it. I'm still healing from it, and that was years ago. So, you know, unless you've got a superbly good job, or, you know, you've hit the lottery or something, your grind for your ship is going to be quite long. Now, on the other hand, it could also be argued that, well, you know, some people with these really good jobs aren't going to have the time to grind for these ships. I'm kind of one of those people, because even though I'm all fucked up, I still have to work. I'm not on disability or anything. I probably should be, because I can barely stand or sit for long periods of time, and I just kind of work through it and take copious amounts of pills. You know, to get through the pain. No, but really, I am in a lot of pain most days. But I still have to go to work, you know, I'm still, you know, I'm a relatively young guy. They don't want to do anything for me, so I have to bear the pain and get through it. But you know, I could see someone who, you know, is in a who has a job, who basically has just enough to pay for the amenities of life, their bills and all that, you know. Sure, they might have a couple of bucks left over, but they still want to eat throughout the week. You know I like to eat every now and then. So I don't know if I'm perfectly okay with the pricing model and the way a lot of these ships are, because it can kind of have, it can evolve into like an elitist thing. And in my opinion, the majority of the Star Citizen community, not everybody, but the majority of people are actually pretty fucking cool. You thought I was gonna talk shit, didn't you? No. A large percentile of individuals that I myself personally have run into and had experiences with have been incredible. There's been very few times, especially comparatively in other games, very few times that I've run into something where I was like, oh, I'm being trolled. I mean, it happens, but it's such a rare occurrence. And with an online game like this, I mean, things like that are bound to happen, but I can say with relative certainty, at least from my perspective, it has been way better of an experience. Now, some could argue that's because of the buy-in, you know, because, oh, there goes my phone ringing nice and loud. One take will, right? Fuck it, we'll do it live. So, oh shit, that totally just threw me off. Oh yeah, so what I'm trying to say is, you know, that buy-in could also, by and large, be why the majority of the community has chill, because it's adults. It's older individuals who have the money to pay for it, and, you know, they want to actually experience it. They want to experience the game as it's supposed to be and not be super trolly. Now, I'm not saying that doesn't lead to the possibility of these people one day waking up being like, you know what, fuck it. Let's grief as many people as possible. But from my experience, it seems that the individuals that have more... See, I hate saying it like that, because that's what I mean. Like, that's that dangerous line that we're towing, where it's like the people who have, quote, more versus, you know, the starter ship personnel. But what's weird is I have kind of noticed that correlation. Now, now correlation does not necessarily mean causation, but it was an interesting thing that I noticed. I can say, though, personally, from the anniversary sale, I'm quite happy with the ships that I was able to get. I was able to get a couple of the, you know, artificially rare ones that I was really looking for. But, you know, you gotta play the system, and I just want to say, I don't know, I'm not exactly a fan of the way that the system is. But what do you think? I want to know your thoughts on the anniversary sale. You know, do you think this is going to be dangerous in making, you know, a hierarchical type medieval system? You know, where the starter ship people only are going to be like the serfs, and then, you know, those who have like those huge capital ships are going to be like the kings and this and that. I hope it doesn't go that way. I see the potential for it to kind of go that way, especially for people to have kind of an elitist attitude. I've run into it very rarely, but I've seen it. So I want to know your thoughts down below. Other than that, I think I'm going to leave the video here. I just wanted to get this out real quick, because I've been kind of thinking about this stuff for the past couple of days. Wanted to get that out there. So I want to hear from you next, though. I really do. I actually really love your guys' input, and I want to know what your thoughts are on this. So please leave a comment down below. Tell me what your thoughts are. What do you think? Do you believe the system that they have is the best? Do you think they could do it better? I don't think that they should do LTI for all. I'm gonna say that right now. Per Noobifiers video, I don't believe in that. I think that. Yeah, excuse me. I think that, you know, getting a ship with LTI on its concept, okay, that's cool. And then, you know, the second or third time that they put it out, it should have less insurance. I don't know if 6 months is good. I like what they do during the anniversary sale with the 72, or the, you know, ever increasing by 12 months each time. That does make me melt certain ships just to rebuy them with the anniversary insurance. And, you know, melting and CCUing is also kind of part of the game, which also kind of makes it interesting to me. But that's enough for me. I want to hear from you next. Let me know down in the comments section how you feel, what you think. If you like this video, please leave a like. Questions, comments, concerns, leave them down in the comments section as well. Other than that, thank you very much for watching. All you beautiful bastards out there, you have yourselves a wonderful day, morning, evening, whenever, wherever you just so happen to be. This has been Will, Daylate Gamer, signing off. Love, peace, chicken grease. To infinity and beyond.